this is our CS 125 final project, and this is I am Rashab, and this is my partner's name is Cruz, as you can see over here. So for our for our app, we decided to do a travel app, but it doesn't look exactly like this. But essentially, what happens is you enter a city name, and then you press the enter button, and and based on what city you enter, it'll give you the top three food places. We had something like this, but we decided to change it to more of something like this. This I think looks better, and it's less. It takes up less space, so we just decided to do something like this. So so over here, our code, if I can find it, is uh, all right. So our code is right here. This is just the GitHub commit. So essentially, what we're doing here is we have everything here. We have stuff for city. We have a button name. We have a text view. We have another edit text, and then we stored the latitude and longitude, and then there's a string API key. So the reason for this is essentially what our app does is it takes the user input for city and state. So whatever you enter into here. So if you have city and state, you enter whatever you want to enter, and then it'll store it in city and state. And our code basically what it does is it takes the city, the input for the city, and it gets the text and it converts it to a string, and it does the same thing for state, and then it appends it to this URL, to this string, which ends up becoming a URL, and that's going to matter because we need to use that to get latitude and longitude. Now, once we get latitude and longitude, we need to use that for the second step. So the second step is actually getting nearby restaurants. So the first step, we use the find place Google Maps API to get the latitude and longitude. Now the second part we had to use a nearby places API, and that required us, and we need the latitude and longitude. So when you put the latitude and longitude uh, into this string over here, into this string, what it does is it leads to another API, which which we can use to get which we can use to get information from. So just to demo our app a bit, so I'm just gonna run this, and basically what we do is we can enter a city and a state. So the city is just like any other city. It begins with a capital letter, all lowercase. For state, what you do is you just enter the state code. Like, for example, Illinois would be IL. And if this thing has run, okay. So just to show an example, we have Urbana and then Illinois, just as an example. And this might take a while, but it'll show up. So as you can see, these are all the. So we decided to pick the top three restaurants. So as you can see, there's the Dancing Dog Eatery and Juicery, and then there's 2 McDonald's. Now, if you wanted to, just to prove that this works, we can try like a different location, like San Francisco. Yeah, this might take a while, but yeah, there. So as you can see, it'll show you your. Oh, and I accidentally did Illinois, but it'll work either way. But the state code is what we used. So we get things like Teo, Octavia, and May's Oyster House, and so this works for anything. Now we have a check that now, and just to illustrate the point, let's just do one more example. And some of the outputs will give us this little array. It will give us these brackets, and we didn't think that was too consequential. Like, aesthetically, it might not look the best, but it still has the results. It has as you can see again, Nubian Nile Cruises, Ultra Deluxe Nile Cruises, Cruise One, and Cruise Planners. So I think this is very viable. So just to describe what we did. So Cruz was helping with he helped with this background. So this background was he was able to get this background to show up, and he also helped with more, like he found some of the AP, he found nearby places API, which was very helpful because we were kind of confused on how to proceed. Like we needed a way to get nearby places, and there was this API. And he was also the one who suggested doing stuff with the weather and hotels. We didn't use that idea, but it was still a good idea for us to at least attempt that. And our our project and our project we have here, and it I think what we could have done to make this better was we could have made this more. I guess if we had more time, I guess we could have added a weather component like we had. We could have added a hotels component, but in all but otherwise it was pretty good. I think this app is a simple app, and I think it works fine for us. So once again, I just wanted to say thank you for listening to our video.